What is your next level? Maybe next level in your business, next level in your career, next level in, maybe your relationships, next level in your parenting. What does that look like? I think many of us want to move to the next level of our lives. But then we meet with lots and lots of challenges along the way, and sometimes a lot of people just procrastinate and never live to achieve or realize the things that they want to. And there are many circumstances in life that can bring about a halt to your journey to where you want to be. I'm reminded of a story, not a story, really, something that applied to me many years ago when I was studying my accountancy course. I was in this lecture theater listening to what my lecturer was talking about in accounting. I wasn't paying much attention to it at the time because there was just too much going on in my life. And I was in my sort of dream scenario. He was speaking over there, and just because of the pain I was going through, I wasn't paying much attention to him. And then he said something that caught my attention. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Maybe you're walking and then maybe just a statement somewhere on a billboard just speaks to you. Or you might be reading a book, a Bible, or whatever it is, and then just a phrase or a sentence in that, in what you're reading just hits you, just speaks to you. Or it might be just a word someone says when you're in the middle of something and then just speaks to you, and you feel like this is for me. That's what happened to me in this instance. So what the lecturer said was, accept your situation and you will have a breakthrough. Wow, that came like, yes, that's a word for you, because I was going through a very difficult situation at that time. And I was really so disheartened, was disappointed, and I didn't know what to do next. So when he said, accept your situation and you'll have a breakthrough, he was not actually like speaking to me. He was just talking about something in class. But for me, that phrase, accept your situation and you'll have a breakthrough, was just like, there must be something here. And throughout the lecture, I was just thinking about that and what my situation was. It was a difficult one. And I was saying, hang on, accept my situation. Do you even know what I'm going through right now? But, sometimes you have that word that you feel like this is a word for me. So I decided to give it a try. I say, you know what, I'm going to accept this situation and let's see what happens. So for me, how I actually translated his word to me, to me, I believe it was a word to me that he was speaking to the whole class, was that you have to acknowledge where you are if you want to make a change and move on to the next level of your life. So there is always a gap between where we want to go and where we are. But the challenge always is many people fail to acknowledge where they are. So in my instance, when I acknowledged that it is what it is, I can't go back to the past and change what happened. And if I want to move forward to the next level of what I want to achieve in my life, then I have to just come to terms with this situation here. And from this vantage point, what can I then do to move to the next level of what I want? And that very act of doing that had a tremendous shift in the way I thought, in the way I did things, and eventually the depressive mood that I was in over the next couple of days just fizzled out, and I was more energized, and I started taking the necessary steps to align what I was doing to where I wanted to go. And that was a big, big lesson for me. And it just helped me throughout my life in business, as a father, as a husband, as a friend, and in various, various aspects of my life. So how does this translate to walking the path of greatness, to living out the greatness that we all have within us? I want you to imagine a situation. Let's just say like it's a game. Someone blindfolds you and then takes you somewhere and says that there's a gift I have for you. Takes you to this place and then maybe drives a couple of kilometers and then gets you out of the car and then says, okay, now your gift is in a place or a town called Next Level. And you have to get from here, you have to get there to that place and you find your gift there. Now, in order for you to get to that place called Next Level, the most important thing that you need to know is where you are. It's precisely knowing where you are that you can make the right calculations and adjustments and computations to make sure that you get to where you want to go. Because without knowing where you are, you will not find the bearings to where you want to go. Metaphorically speaking, in our lives, we are geared to be moving forward, to grow, to develop, to move to the next level, so to say. But without knowing where you are, it becomes very difficult for you to make that leap to go to the next level, to where you want to be. And for me, knowing where you are is acknowledging the circumstances where you are. Perhaps it's not accepting and saying, giving up and saying, oh, this is my lot in life and let it be as it is. But it's just acknowledging that, okay, maybe it's in the area of your relationship. Your relationships are not that, meaningful and mutually beneficial as you want them to be. So you can come to that fact and say, okay, this relationship or relationships is not really the way I want it to be. Let me acknowledge that fact first. Now, what would I like to happen? And then look into bridging that gap. Maybe it's in the area of your finances. Things might not be very good financially. So you acknowledge that and say, okay, this is where I am. Obviously, I've made decisions in the past that have brought me to this place. Now, from here, how do I then get to where I want to get to? And you take those necessary steps to bridge that gap as well. Maybe it might be the area of your health. Maybe it's about your weight. You don't like the way your weight is and you want to do something about it. But you can't get to the ideal weight you want to if you can't acknowledge the fact that where you are right now, it is where you are. And you say, okay, I acknowledge that I've arrived at this point. Now I want to make a change. But denying, and that's what many people do, I think. They deny where they are and they want to get to another place. It becomes very difficult. Just imagine what I said, that you don't know where you are, or you don't want to accept where you are, but then you want to go to another place. It will be very, very difficult for you to do that because you'll be living in denial. And that energy you're spending in denying where you are could better be used to help you navigate and find a way of getting to where you want to get to. So minding the gap, where you are, where you want to get to, how do you do that effectively without fuss, without stress, but sort of enjoy? It's more or less like us deciding that this is where I want to go. this is where I am. Now, in order to get to this, there are two things that I've found are very effective to help you always go to the next level where you want to get to. Number one is a mindset. There has to be a shift in your mindset, whether that be in your relationships, whether that be in your finances, whether that be in your health, or be it in your business, your career, whatever it is, you have to have a shift in your mindset. I think the scriptures call it the renewing of your mind. All transformation starts there. The scripture says that be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So that's the first thing, change of mindset. And that change of mindset comes, first of all, by acknowledging where you are, accepting that, okay, this is what it is. Now I need to move to the next level. Once you've come to that point, then you're ready to make a shift, to make a change. The second thing to help you move to the next level of where you want to get to, in my experience, and when I've also researched and looked at many people who have transformed their lives, is the area of self-management, self-control, in a way. And there are particularly 4 areas that you need to gain control over in your life. One of those is control over your tongue. And when I say the tongue, I mean the conversations you have, one with yourself and the conversations you have with other people as well. The conversations you have with yourself are very, they affect your life in very profound ways. Self-talk, as it were. We all talk to ourselves from time to time. You can't help doing that. Just like you can't help the rising of the sun tomorrow, whenever. The sun will have to rise. And you will often, always talk to yourself. But the content of what you're saying to yourself matters a lot. There are some people who will not tolerate others talking ill of them, but they are talking ill of themselves almost all the time. They're criticizing themselves. They're saying things about themselves that if someone else said to them, they would be very angry. So you need to be very mindful and control the kind of conversations that you have with yourself. The second form of conversation is the conversation you have with others. You know, sometimes the words we speak and converse with other people, those words can have a profound effect on others. I've heard of sayings that words can build bridges, but also they can build walls. I've known of people who have not spoken to each other, to one another for years, because years back, some words were said that sort of created walls, and they are unable to now communicate effectively because of that. They haven't spoken to each other for very, very long time, because some words were said that, they have not yet gotten over the comments and the pain those words came about. So if you exercise control over the words you say to yourself, so that you speak edifying words to yourself, you build yourself up, you encourage yourself in the direction of the next level you want to get to, then you can get there faster. And also, the people you communicate with, what you speak to other people, matters a lot, because people are your greatest resource, one way or the other. They help you move forward as well. The other area that you need to exercise control over, self-control over, is in the area of your desires. Now, there are predominantly about 3 desires that we do have that are very strong. And I heard this once from a rabbi I sometimes listen to. He said, the three desires are desire for food, desire for sex, and desire for money. And the way these desires work is a bit different. For example, a desire for food works like this. When you have, the less food you have, the more you want. The more food you have, the less you want. For example, if you're very hungry and then you start eating, the more food you have, the less you will want, because then you get satisfied, you get your fill. When it comes to sex, the more sex you have, the more you desire. The less you have, the less you desire. For food, the less you have, the more you want. The more you have, the less the less you, the more you have, the less you want. Sex, the more you have, the more you want. The less you have, the less you want. When it comes to money, it's different. Money is one way. The less money you have, the more you want. The more money you have, the more you want. So less or more is only one direction for money, and that's more. So to control yourself on these desires is another important thing. You need to control yourself around the area of food, because it affects your health. Around the area of sex, because that is something that has brought a lot of people's reputations to disrepute because of lack of self-control around that area. And with money is the same thing. You'll never have enough money in your life. You will always want more. I have more money now than I used to have before, but even now, still feel like you need more. And that's the case with each and every person. If you had £1 million and someone came and said, you know what, I want to give you another £1 million or £1 billion, whatever, you'll not say, no, I don't want any more. You see, there's something about money. I've done a lot of research on money and such, but this is not a forum for it right now. I'll speak about that later. But you need to exercise control over these things, self-control over your desire for food, your desire for sex, and your desire for money. And that will help you, when you do that, move to the next level in a good way, without fuss or without stress. So those are the two, I believe, areas that can help you move to the next level, whatever that next level is in your life. You need to have a change in your mindset, and then also manage yourself, what I call self-control, in a very pragmatic way to help you move to the next level. We always strive to move forward. You will be so frustrated in your life if you're not making progress in it. And in order to make that progress, in order to move to the next level of your life, it is important that you have a shift in your mindset each time, because when you go to a level like this, you settle in that level, there's another level to go to, and that requires a change in your mindset, a shift in it, and also a way in which you manage yourself, self-control, self-mastery. These two things are the keys to helping you move to the next level of your life without stress and without fuss. And in doing so, you'll keep growing and you'll keep walking in your own unique path of greatness. The greatness that is in each and every one of us is something that we need to bring out. It won't come out on its own. It's something that you have to take a concerted effort to make sure that you're living it out, and living it out well to your satisfaction. Someone's greatness is not necessarily yours. You have to walk your own unique path of greatness, and you will know it, you will feel it within your heart that you are walking in your own unique path of greatness. And one of the signs to that is that you are living your authentic truth. When you're living your authentic truth, you're way on your there to walk in your path of greatness, and it requires a shift in your mindset and taking charge and control of your life through self-control and self-mastery. I hope this helps, and I look forward to speaking with you again pretty soon. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye, and take good care of yourself. Bye bye.